Okay, so the reading lesson overall I thought went well. I really liked that you used the graphic organizer like chart with them, the T chart. That's always really good, especially with English language learners,
Yes.
but really also any kid. Like it helps. So and like even the kids, the only thing I would suggest is like you had it just as a T chart.
Mm-hmm.
But then a lot of them were like, wait, where do we put the similarities? So, like, some of them figured it out, but, like, some of them no. So maybe something like this. Or you could, at the beginning, say, okay, what you need to do is write the similarities, like, and, like, even though it's not in the middle, write, like, what's similar about them and what happened in this one and this one. And maybe draw an arrow to show it's a similarity or something.
Yes.
So just, like, super explicit before you release them to independent work. Let's see. I thought it was really good that in the beginning you reviewed Home of the Brave. So you kind of like hooked it back to their prior knowledge. Like, what are we reading right now? Home of the Brave. What's going on in that book? And that would have been maybe even another opportunity for some partner talk. Like, tell your partner a quick summary of what's happened. First, next, last, go. And then have like a couple kids share out. But I thought that was really good to remind them. Again, like I probably sound like a broken record, but just like setting behavior expectations at the very beginning is like super crucial because like this group of kids that we have are really easy behaviorally, to be honest. But like I've had really tough groups in the past, and so just getting in the habit of that, even with groups like this, it makes everything go a little smoother.
Yes.
You know, because then you don't have to remind them after they've done something wrong. If you remind them before, a lot of times then they'll be like, oh, I'm not supposed to flirt or whatever, you know. I wrote that you clearly had planned ahead. So it was like obvious to me that you had planned ahead. You'd done a lot of planning beforehand, which is awesome. And, like, you would stop and check, like, as you were reading, which was good, too. Like, what does, I think it was, like, fondly or something, like, what does fondly mean? Or, you know, that kind of thing. So, like, with vocabulary, but also with just the content. Like, what's going on right now? Where is she? I thought that was really good. Also, with, you kept tying back to the narrator, which was really good. And, like, who's the narrator right now? And I think one of the kids was like, you're the narrator.
Yes.
And it was good that you said, no, I'm the reader. That's different. The reader and the narrator are different. Like, the narrator is...
the author.
Right. Exactly.
Like, mixing it.
So that was really good, I think. Because then later, it was important that they know that she was the narrator and Keck was the narrator. So that was good. I thought behavior expectations overall throughout, though, were pretty good. Like, you reminded them to raise their hands. Let's see. Oh, to add on to the turn and talk note, like, I also use a lot of hand signals with them just to give all of them, like, an opportunity to respond because so many of them always want to talk or share or whatever. So, like, in our class, and, like, I didn't tell you this beforehand, so it's okay that you didn't know this, but, like, we do tons of, like, thumbs up, sideways, down, if, like, or, like, predict what you think's going to happen next, thumbs up when you have it. Or, like, think of how this page is similar to something that happened in Home of the Brave, thumbs up when you have it. Turn and tell your partner, then share out. And then we also do, like, this means, like, I agree. Like, I agree with what was said. And then if I see someone doing it, I'll be like, wow, nice job, silently agreeing, because then more kids will do it. This is disagree. So, like, agree or disagree. And they do that a lot. And I saw a couple kids doing it, but reminding them even at the beginning, like, remember, if you hear someone say something that you think is also true, like, show me that.
Oh, okay.
This is add-on, so if you see a kid doing this, it means, like, I want to add on to what someone said, and then hopefully they'll start by saying, like, I'd like to add on to Olivia because, so we've practiced that a lot. Just that way, like, especially the agree and disagree, like, that way you don't have a kid that's like, yeah, I think so too, I was going to say that, or like, no, I don't think that's true. Then it's just like, oh, you agree, awesome, boom, move on.
Okay.
You know, and it gives them that acknowledgement.
Yes.
And it keeps them engaged. but then you don't sit and have them talking like forever
Yes.
and ever. You know, especially.
I agree.
Yeah. One thing that I was gonna mention is like, it was really good that you kept talking about like narrator versus reader and like what's going on in the story and all of that. But at the beginning of the lesson, just like with the other one, like I would recommend stating really clearly like the goal of the lesson, which was to compare the themes.
Yes.
So that way, like throughout, you can keep being like, remember what's the theme of the story? It's the message that the author wants us to learn. So like, what is this author trying to show us? Remember, and then I'll like, if I'm doing a read aloud, especially like, I'm still thinking about like, what is this author trying to tell me by that? Lots of like think aloud. Like it might feel weird at first, but like if you out loud like give them a model of what they should be thinking, it really helps.
Yeah.
So like as you're reading, you could say like, you know, oh, I'm noticing that she is wearing a turban. I can infer she must be from a different country. That makes me think of Keck, and then keep going. Like, oh, she's struggling because the kids are not always nice to her. That makes me think of how some of the kids are not nice to Keck. That makes me think of some of those themes that we talked about in, you know, so like, or like, I remember that, blah, blah, blah. So like, it feels weird because you're like narrating your thoughts, but it helps them. It helps model for them. And then, so yeah, I just said like maybe you could focus more just on one thing for them to take the notes on rather than like to compare and contrast the whole story. Just like compare and contrast just the themes.
Yes.
You know? Let's see. I thought it was really good too. Like you have a lot of really good like ELL strategies that you use in your instruction. I don't know if like that's intentional, probably, but you have a lot of really good ones. Like for example, when they were talking about similarities, you kept emphasizing the word both. Like you said, yeah, that's true. Both have characters from other countries. Both are learning English. Both blah, blah, blah. That's a similarity. That was really good because it's really emphasizing like, okay, a similarity means both have this thing. So yeah, like sometimes when we're teaching, it feels kind of like crazy and silly. Obviously, like both, you know, but it's like helps them a lot.
Yes.
Let's see, I already said that. Okay, two things. Two last things. One, I thought it was really good that you tied, like, how those kids were living abroad to how, like, Allie was living abroad. And, like, you said, like, a lot of you guys have lived abroad. And that was really good to, like, tie it to their background knowledge because then they could relate to it.
Yes.
The suggestion I have for that is if you have a kid who like talks and talks and talks and talks.
Like Addie.
And like you'll kind of learn who those kids are too. But cut them off. Like, and it might feel kind of rude, but like when she was talking, there were a couple times where she said, yeah, that's true. But then like in those moments you can just be like, yeah, thank you for sharing, and she might keep talking, but then just kind of like what I do with her, and it's not mean, but
yes,
like if she's talking, I'll say, yeah, thank you, that's so true, and then she'll be like, and also, and I'll go, oh, and then like I'll start talking, and if she keeps talking, say, oh, it's my turn now, boom, and move on, like kind of cut them off, because otherwise,
I didn't know
like
I know how to handle that.
yeah, so it's okay to say, yeah, that, yep, thank you, and like, and then just kind of say, okay, let's give someone else a chance or something, like, but kind of.
Yes.
Because otherwise the other kids started to like, here we go, like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So, but yeah, and you'll know too, like, again, as you get to know them, like which ones to call on,
talkers.
which ones are long talkers, and then also like a lot of the same kids will always raise their hands. So like something that I do is like I might use the random dojo thing or like pull sticks with their names or something. Just say like, okay, everyone, you need to think of something for this answer. Like, and then you could say, everyone think of one difference that you heard. Thumbs up when you have it. And then give them a warning. You all need to think of something because I'm going to randomly choose you and you have to be able to share.
Oh, okay.
And so then like, okay, now tell your partner, like, what are you going to share? If you're not sure, maybe your partner can give you an idea, because I don't like to catch kids totally off guard. Like, I don't know, like when we were in school, or at least when I was, sometimes it would be like, oh, that kid's not paying attention. Hey, what about you?
Yeah.
But that's like kind of counterintuitive. Like you want them engaged. You want them to be thinking about it. You don't want to get them in trouble for not listening, but you want to pull them back in.
Yes.
So like I'll do that. I might say like, okay, think. You need to have something to share. Share with your partner, and that gives them also a chance, like for those kids who are like, I have no clue. Then if you're stuck, tell your partner, and then they can say like, I'm really stuck. Can you help me? Like, you know?
Yeah.
And then I might say, okay, like I'm picking a stick or whatever. Like in this class I use dojos, like because you can random.
Yes.
But like at my old school I would use sticks, and I just had their names on sticks, and you could totally do that with this class too if you wanted. And then I might say like, okay. And then another thing too is like, okay, you can either say what you think or what you can share what your partner said, because that also gives like all of the kids an opportunity to share, even if they're not 100% with you yet. They could say, my partner said blah blah blah, and I agree or something. So, but yeah, that's it. I mean, how did you feel like it went overall?
I think it went really good.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah.
They were really engaged too during the story reading, which was really good. And you kept checking in with them too, which is also really good. So, yeah. Boom. Awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.